everyone.
Tsukonko the Panda!
And it's Junir the Wrestling Lion.
Yeah, we just saw Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Train!
That was an awesome movie.
Here's the popcorn. You want some?
Nom nom nom. From this lion to you, nom 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 nom. So, overall, Tsukonko, what did you think of the movie itself?
Well...
Now, by the way, before we do anything, we will make sure we don't spoil anything major here.
Yeah.
If we do spoil anything, then I would suggest stop watching this video because we might accidentally slip something up that you might not want to see. And also, my camera is behind this camera that you see, so hi, everyone! Alright, so... Overall, yeah, Demon Slayer has been one of the best popular series in the over the last few years.
The main character Tanjiro has actually been a long-running winner of the favorite character online, I believe, right?
Yes, and but one of my favorites is Inosuke.
Yes, I love Inosuke.
He's so hot-headed.
I don't know why Zenitsu is also pretty popular, but...
Zenitsu is basically the lovable crybaby.
Yes, absolutely.
So...
But when he gets serious, that's when you better watch out if you're a bad guy.
Yes, exactly. So between this series and several other series that we've seen, this was actually the first anime movie that we've gotten to see actually this year.
Yes.
Actually at theaters. This is the first time I've actually been to the movie theater since the whole pandemic broke out. Stay safe, everyone.
I've only been to one other movie since before all this started happening.
And, before we go any further, look what I'm wearing.
Isn't that awesome? Unfortunately, I don't have an anime shirt, but I got this one from Ringtail Cafe.
Yep.
Red Panda, so I thought that was pretty cool looking.
Yep.
Kind of fit.
Hi, everyone, if you're watching the camera in the back. All right, so, yeah. So, in the end, this movie itself, if you guys basically don't know, this basically takes place exactly right after the end of the first season of Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba ends as they're about to board the Mugen Train, which is the subtitle of this movie.
Yes.
And I was very surprised. The movie takes place entirely at or on or near the train.
Spoiler alert, again. Not that spoils a whole lot, but just in case you were thinking it was going to be anything else besides being on the train.
I definitely thought that was only going to be like half of the story, that by the time we got to the halfway mark, we'd be moving on to other things, but it still was entertaining and it was still very much enjoyable. It's just this does not conclude the series. It's still the story still continues after this.
Without spoiling anything, what we will say is that at the very end of the movie, it leaves you with a lot of wondering like what's going to happen going forward. But I will say this: the ending itself caught me off guard as far as how exactly it ended. I won't spoil it for anyone, so again, I'm not going to go that far in detail. But let's actually talk about the actual aspect of the movie itself when it came to actually seeing in the environment that we sat in. So number one, we actually went to an AMC theater.
Yeah!
And we got our tickets in advance. I will say this, people, that here's one thing that I will point out. The movie is rated R.
Yes.
So, one thing to keep in mind, if any youngsters are watching this, I am being serious here. This line is being serious from me to you guys, is that you have to make sure that if you are watching this movie and you are under 17, that you actually get an adult accompanying you, because we actually saw several people at this actual theater that, I kid you not, they had to go and try to get refunds because they were not allowed, because they did not have an adult with them. So please make sure that everyone is aware of that. Now I'm not sure if that's just for AMC or if that's for every theater, but obviously something to definitely keep in mind. A lot of people probably don't know that this movie is actually rated R.
Yes.
So if you are if you're under 17, definitely want to make sure that you don't get the walk of shame, basically, in the movie theater, as you would put it.
Yeah, they had asked one of us to show our ID in order for us to go into the movie.
Yes, we actually had to show an ID now.
Since they can't look at your face, they have to just see an ID.
What, they don't think that this muscle lion will be good enough for being old enough? I mean, I sure hope I look like I'm over 17.
I know, right? Same here.
All right, so
this movie has actually made over $435 million in the box office, and that's not even including the U.S. box office.
And that's so far.
Yeah, the movie's apparently been out since last year in Japan, and it's been going strong up until March over there. So it's been the #1 movie for quite a long time.
Yes.
So it's setting lots of records.
And on top of that, you talk about every single time an anime movie seems to come out here in America, it always does really well at the box office. I will say that most anime movies that you see these days actually really seem to have quite a lot of a fan following. But on top of that, you talk about anime that really are like anime itself in the last like several years has really blown up in popularity. And I can say that as a huge anime lion fan, as a huge anime fan, being this lion, as you can see with me wearing this Demon Slayer outfit, there's a lot of different anime series that I'm into, but in the last several years alone, it has just exploded in popularity. Now, it doesn't help. The pandemic didn't help anything when it came to basically, I mean, it caused a lot of people, I guess you could say, to actually stay home and watch more anime.
Yeah.
But, in terms of actually, because this line's been to Japan several times.
I'm so jealous.
And I really wish that things will get better with the pandemic, because I really want to go back to Japan, especially because Demon Slayer is one of the biggest series in Japan right now.
Indeed.
So that would be something really cool to see all the merch that's over there right now, especially going back to Akihabara. That's the biggest place I miss over there.
I want to go there so bad.
So, overall, again, I won't really spoil much about the movie. I will say this, like, the actual setting of this movie itself, again, like Tsukonko said here, mainly takes place on a train, and just that.
There are some other scenes that take place in other places, but they're in like flashbacks and other things like that.
Yes.
But the main course of the story takes place entirely on or with this train. So
the movie itself was about 2 hours long. So that's pretty long for an anime movie, I would say.
I'd say so too. Yeah.
Yes.
But it didn't feel that long. It didn't stretch on so long. You're like, how much longer is this? I'm getting bored of this. No, you never feel that way. It felt a very good length.
Something I will point out, Tsukonko. Now, you and I saw it in which language?
In English.
We actually saw it in English. They have an English dub and Japanese dub. So in case anyone is interested, they are playing it in both different languages. Japanese, of course, will have the subtitles at the bottom. But we actually got advance tickets to go see the English dub. I will say this, though. There are, at least for what we saw at the theater we went to, they were showing more showings in Japanese than they were in English. But again, I'm sure wherever you guys can watch it at, you'll probably be able to see it. I'll be surprised if they don't have both options open at most theaters that you guys go to. So
I almost thought there wasn't going to be an English option at our theater, so I was glad that they had some showings in English. So.
Yes, so I personally watched the Japanese dub, but this fanda basically wanted to watch it in English, so I decided to watch it in English with him.
And I thank you for compromising with me on that, because I would have not enjoyed the movie as much.
I'm one of the few lions that does not care whether it's in English or Japanese. I will watch either.
Awesome.
It's not subbed or dubbed. We will not get in this to debate with any fellow furs. Subbed or dubbed, this lion doesn't care. I love both of them because I just love my anime series altogether. So, altogether, I mean, without going any further or spoiling anything, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say you rate this movie?
I don't know. I definitely put it as probably 7.5 or an 8. I rank it pretty high. I thought it was very entertaining.
I usually have a profile that I rate the series and movies that I've watched on a site called AnimePlanet.com, but you can only rate it from 1 star to 5 stars. If I had to put it, I put it somewhere either in the 4-star or 4.5 star range.
I do that as well.
I wouldn't put it as a 5-star movie because, I mean, there wasn't... I mean, obviously, this is just my own opinion from this lion to all of you, that it didn't really feel like there was any over-the-top moments that would just made me go like, oh my god, this is the best movie I've ever seen. However, I will say this, with the way that the movie ended, it definitely took me by surprise.
Yes.
That's all I'll say. But in the end, again, it was a great movie. Don't get me wrong. I think everyone will enjoy it that really like, especially people that like Demon Slayer. You will definitely like this movie.
Yes.
But is it the best anime movie I've ever seen? Not even close. The best anime movies that I've ever seen, some that stand out, I mean, you could pretty much count almost any Studio Ghibli film. But also, one of my favorites is Your Name is one of my all-time favorite anime movies.
I still need to see that, but I haven't, so I need to get around to watching that.
So, I mean, there's tons of other movies that I would definitely say are better than this when you just talked about anime movies as a whole, but this is still a very good movie, and this is something that this line would definitely recommend. 2 thumbs up for me.
Yes, absolutely.
But again, I think it will throw some people off when they actually see how this movie truly does end, so that's all I'll say.
And for those of you who stuck around this long, so if you aren't familiar with the series, it's the main character is Tanjiro, who uses water-based sword techniques with his his sister Nezuko, who is actually part demon.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the only good demons out there. She actually wears what is it, little bamboo, right? She wears a little bamboo thing in her mouth.
Yes.
You know?
It's to basically prevent her from going all
so she can't
crazy.
she can't be bite anybody.
Yes. Exactly.
And then there's Zenitsu, who Junir mentioned earlier. He uses a lightning style.
Yep.
But usually only when he's in his how did they actually put it? His other personality. He's got like a split personality thing going on.
Yes, he definitely does. But again, I won't really spoil anything.
So yeah, his crybaby self is usually not very helpful. But when his other side comes out, he uses lightning techniques.
Yes.
Then Inosuke, who's definitely probably one of our favorites as being a furries. He's got a boar head mask on.
And he's also got a very hot head.
Yes.
I mean, literally, he's hot-headed, like, in terms of going all nuts.
He uses beast style. And then the last of the protagonists is Rengoku, who uses fire style.
Rengoku, and he's honestly, if you watch the movie, you know, there's a lot of comedic elements to it that I think everyone will like, especially at the beginning. That it just kind of threw me off, like, at how simplistic it was, but in a comedic way, at how the movie actually ended. Ended up.
I didn't remember seeing him too much in the anime, so he really got to be spotlighted in this movie. It's they spend most of the time with him, and we actually get to see some of his backstory in the movie as well. In fact, most of the characters we get to see a little bit more of their backstory. Well, at least Tanjiro, we get to see more of his backstory as well. But yeah, Rengoku was definitely very interesting to get to know him a little better watching the movie. He's been in a lot of the promotional material for the movie, and he's very striking. He's got this blonde hair with these red accents on them and very piercing eyes. That's kind of his main aesthetic. So if you recognize my description, that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I think in the end, this movie will definitely be pleasing for anime fans as a whole. Especially now that we're getting to hopefully seeing the light at the end of this pandemic.
Yes, absolutely.
It's you definitely still want to be safe out there. The movie theater that we went to said that unless we're eating or drinking, we need to still wear masks at all times. So again, if you are going to go see this movie, please stay safe out there. Please make sure that you're doing what you need to do to make sure you're keeping others safe as well. But I think in the end, again, as a big anime fan, it was definitely nice to actually get back and actually see something at the big screen for once, especially from a series that I really do enjoy.
Yes.
So, that's pretty much it for me. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, just a couple other things. I was rather surprised this movie had nothing at the beginning of the movie to hold hands of anybody who wasn't familiar with the series. They were expecting you to come in knowing who these characters are and why they're here.
Yes.
Because they didn't spend any time explaining what Demon Slayers are or why they're going to the train or anything.
Very good point.
Other than when they were meeting up with Rengoku, they introduced themselves to him. That was the only time there was any kind of, here's who we are. Hi, everybody at home who isn't familiar with the show. This is us type of thing.
Yeah, so if you have not seen the anime series, the first season...
Yes.
We do not recommend jumping right into this movie because it will leave you with a lot more questions than answers.
You'll be pretty lost going in. I mean, I think that if you were with somebody who's seen the show, you might still be able to get by. It's not that much of a confusing thing like some animes might be, but it definitely does not hold your hand at all coming in. They expect you to know who everybody is.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, the other thing is... they're actually making a sequel anime series called Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Yukakuhen, which is going to be taking place after this movie, presumably. So,
did they say when that's going to be coming out?
I did not. So I don't know if it's not had a release date or if I just didn't make a note of it. But yeah, and the other thing is Kimetsu no Yaiba apparently means Blade of Demon Destruction.
Wow.
So yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. So there you go. That's all the notes that I have here. Definitely think it was a really great movie, and thank you for saving some popcorn. I ate all of mine. I love me my popcorn.
Nom nom nom. Right. So anyways, it was fun talking about this again. Now, again, I'm not sure if you're going to see a lot more videos like this on my own YouTube channel. I'm still kind of getting used to being in suit. Obviously, I'll try to be more outgoing when it comes to being able to introduce who I am to you guys and being able to be more familiar with the content that I'm hoping to make. But I'm definitely glad that Tsukonko here was nice enough to actually invite me into this little mini review without trying to spoil anything, of course.
Yes.
So so thank you guys for everything. Thank you for inviting me here, and that's it from this Ryan.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you liked it, and happy First Friday, everybody. Bye bye.
See ya.